Wicked is massive, but it's sort of, the energy sort of felt like we were doing an indie film. Like in the way we all like treat each other and whatnot. And so I think, to be honest, like the first time I really had any indication of going like, oh, was like the first time I stepped on a set.
Yeah.
And then just walking in like the courtyard in Shiz University, and I felt like I was like, this is like, it feels like this is like Harry Potter level, you know.
It is quite.
Yeah, it's just so crazy.
There's something really comforting I found, and this was something that I think it was Dan Daly, who was a teacher of mine at AMDA. Mm-hmm. He was like, backstage Broadway looks exactly the same as backstage, you know, regional theater.
Oh yeah, I
Ohio.
love that. Yeah.
And it's totally true. It's just like, you go out, you do your job. The budgets go up, but the job doesn't change.
Yeah. I had a mentor who used to always say, how we do small things is how we do all things.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah, I really love that one.
That's great.
It's a great one.
Welcome back to the DNA Podcast. I am your host, Douglas Nyback. This is the podcast you go to when you want to find out what artists are made of. It's a really cool podcast. Obviously, I'm a little biased because I am the host of it and created it. But talking to actors who are extremely experienced, who are by every stretch and consideration very successful, and also are really still in the grind of it, provides incredibly unique viewpoints on the industry. I think these are the conversations that are the most fun to have. And today's guest is Bianca Melchior. Bianca, I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that. I think I pronounced it correctly. Whom you can see her most recently on this season of The Way Home on Hallmark and Netflix, and heckin' Wicked, the movies. She's so incredible, as well as Schmigadoon, which is one of the funniest and most imaginative shows. She is an actor and a dancer and an artist. Like, she's a consummate artist. She's so creative and she's so cool. I've known Bianca for a long time. I actually taught her back in the day. I do not, by any stretch or any imagination, take credit for Bianca. She is so friggin' good. And she works so hard. And she is so clear on who she is. There is nobody like Bianca. Like, nobody. You see her on camera, you check out her social media, you look at her work, you see the high level of performance that she operates in everything that she does. Like, she's utterly, utterly unique. There's being good and there's being one of a kind, and Bianca is one of a kind, and you're gonna see it in the conversation. So I'm not gonna like say too much more. So like that's Bianca in a nutshell. I got so much admiration for her. I'm such a fan. And before we dive right into that, we do have a couple of sponsors on the podcast. The first is Fancy Face, which is a skincare brand created by Brittany Gray, who is an actor and artist and dancer. And she created this line, the skincare line, specifically for creatives. And we've got custom discount links and all that stuff down below, more about her and the products in the show later on. And Othership, which is contrast therapy. Othership is a sauna cold plunge wellness space in Toronto and New York City. Super cool. I go there every Friday and it's so freaking great. So more about them as well. But resilience training is a big part of my life and should be a big part of every actor's life. And get into a cold freaking plunge and get into a sauna a few times, you don't get resilience. Anyway, let's get into the show now. Without further ado, Bianca, appreciate you being here. So we were just talking about, we got into it just a little off camera. We were talking about how if we could do the bomb Beyond Insanity on hot ones, and I was like, dancers probably could because you're so used to pain. and then you were talking about a teacher that you used to have that said,
yeah, I used to have a teacher that jokingly used to say this, but just say it's not in the schedule when it came to like pain or discomfort, and so I've sort of adopted that now.
It's just not in the schedule.
It's just not in the schedule. And you know, if you tell, like I was choreographing something recently and I had a little fall and I just sat, it's on video, it's hilarious. I just sat there and looked at my ankle and went, it's not in the schedule. And it worked. So no injury.
And it just didn't injure?
Yeah, it's some kind of magic.
I mean, there's like probably science backing that, like your ability to like mentally manipulate your body into simply not doing the thing that like it said it was gonna do.
Yeah. My ankles are also just elastic bands, so.
This is fair.
Yeah. I think I'm covered.
Yeah, man, dancers, y'all are a very different breed. I have so many, like I've got a lot of clients who are professional dancers, and I find you all so fascinating because the complexity of that training and like the grind of that training is so useful in acting and almost always creates different things that people have to work through as well, because it's not exactly like emotional vulnerability, the training. And I usually start this podcast by talking about something that I like and admire about the performer who is here. And I've known you for a long time.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, like, you know, when we were watching Schmigadoon, and we saw you in it, I was just like, Bianca is so good.
Thanks.
And
so
but just like I always knew in working with you when you were like so dedicated, like you're so dedicated, and I knew you were a dancer, but I didn't know you were like, I mean, like, I don't understand dance like Brie obviously does, but I'm just like, holy shit, Bianca's great. Hey, and Brie's like, oh yeah, Bianca's like for real. And anyway, long story short, the success that you've had recently, I'm just so happy that it's happening.
Thank you.
Because you work so fucking hard.
Thank you.
And you're so good and you're so unique.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. And so I was just like super excited to chat with you. Like I want to get into your move to the UK. I want to get into, if you know, my access to your life is predominantly social media based. And it's really interesting to me because it feels as though at some point you made like a switch into just creativity. Like just like to me, it seems like you just like decided to mainline creativity and like put it out into the world. And what I'm perceiving could be wrong, but basically the first question is like, from your Armstrong days to what's happening now, like how did this come about? Tell me a story.
Once upon a time,
there
was a last named, no. It's funny that you say that though, because I feel like I had sort of an identity crisis unraveling kind of thing when I started focusing on acting. And so to hear you say that your, perception of me is that I've sort of made a flip or cross into like just kind of creativity makes a lot of sense to me, and is actually quite a conscious thing that I went through. Because I started to notice that I was kind of locking myself up into different identities. When I first started pursuing acting, like taking classes, getting my first agent, auditioning, I feel like I received a lot of messaging that like I wouldn't really be taken seriously as an actor because I have a heavy dance background. So it was something that I sort of like erased from my identity for a long time. I removed so many credits off of my resume. I, curated my social media to feel more like an actor, whatever that means. And I kind of got to a point where I felt like there was a part of me that was a little bit dead, because dance is such a huge part of my life, and it's a huge part of my process, even when it comes to being an actor and physicality. And it's just, makes me who I am. So there was a period of time, I was actually working with a coach. His name is Joe Town, and he's amazing. And we had a lot of conversations around that, around like adopting an identity that is a little bit more encompassing of everything that I love to do, and that's not wrong or bad. So yeah, I think seeing myself more as an artist and sort of flowing with wherever that manifests, whatever skill that I have that sort of takes the lead in any given project, really helped me and really helped me be able to, I think, what's the word I'm looking for? Like own being an actor, because I think for a while I didn't feel like I had a right to call myself an actor or something. I don't know if that makes sense, but
do you mind saying a little more about that? Like, I'm just curious what that like felt like, or how that manifested. And the reason why I ask is because I think a lot of dancers like go through this.
It's a really hard transition to make, because the thing is, the messaging I was receiving outside of myself, like it's you can't pretend it's not there. There really are, you know, I think people in the world who don't really understand it or aren't so open to it immediately. Like, so it's like you sort of can't pretend it doesn't exist, but it can't be what needs you. So yeah, I think when you're first starting out, you know, and you're taking classes and you're starting to audition, you don't necessarily have any work under your belt or anything. It's like it's that hump to get over, you know, of like really being able to embody the fact that you are an actor when you are taking class. You are an actor when you're at home working on a monologue. You're an actor when you're, you know, watching films and TV shows and plays and researching and studying the craft and watching interviews of your favorite, you know, performers, people who really inspire you. So, yeah, it's like learning to really accept that about yourself and move through the world with that confidence and embodiment. And then I think, you know, when you tap into that, that's when maybe some of the external stuff starts to click. Like you book the jobs and, you know, you book the next one and maybe it's a little bit bigger and you meet, you know, this person, you start writing your own stuff and all that. So it's such a journey, and I do think it's particularly difficult for dancers. But I think it's worth it to go on that journey, because you know, when I look at the version of myself that first started this like years ago, I'm such a different person than I was then, and I love her just as much as I love me now. But I'm really happy about where I am today. Yeah. And so I'm happy that I, you know, persevered through the struggle of it all.
Yeah, I'm happy you did too.
Thanks.
And
how do we agree?
Yeah. Imagine I was like, meh.
Hey, you should actually quit.
Yeah, this is actually what the podcast is about.
This is an intervention. Everyone starts coming out of it.
This is all a bit. It's like 43 episodes to get to this moment. I think it's really interesting because on one hand, I feel as though the industry has shifted. And on the other hand, I also think I think that people were just wrong when it comes to, and like I think about it too, and I'm like, is this something that I also have said to actors like who are dancers, that like the industry is going to see you as this instead of, but I don't think that making yourself like everybody else is the way to succeed anymore. No. And maybe it was for a hot sec, like in like the 90s and early 2000s, or, you know, but I don't know, like, I don't know any actor that you see and watch, you know, if Leonardo DiCaprio just busted out a fucking killer arabesque, I don't think anybody would be like, we really wish you couldn't do that, Leo. Can leave the arabesques at home. Like,
I'm really picturing Leonardo DiCaprio.
So am I. Just like dance
in
belt
a blizzard.
tights. Yeah.
In the Revenant.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Just
at
dance.
The end.
Just
an
the bear
alternate
attack.
ending instead of the look to camera. It's an arabesque.
Imagine the bear fight, but it's like the Jets and you know, like the West Side Story, like it's like the West Side Story dance fight, but it's him and as a bear.
Yeah.
So I think, because I think increasingly too, because I do work with so many dancers like Jordan Clark, Trevor.
Oh, I love
Bree.
Jordan and Trevor.
Who doesn't love Jordan and Trevor?
She's just a ball of sunshine.
She is. She also
Trevor too. They're so, and I love them together. I love being around them. They're like my favorite couple ever.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing. Jordan needs to take some time off. Jordan, you better be, if you're Jordan Clark, if you're seeing this podcast, you freaking take some downtime.
Rest, rejuvenate,
turn on a meditation
relax.
app, and you eat protein. She's running herself ragged. She's auditioning a lot, and they just did the Next Step tour. But almost every dancer that I work with, like Alex Chaves, everybody got told, like, hey, turn off that part of your creativity.
Yeah.
And what's so wild to me is that, like, so many film and television actors that start out, they're just like bobbing, talking heads. They're like intellectual processes disembodied from themselves completely. And so I've started just working with dancers to be like, listen, feel it out first. If you're having a hard time, like, emotionally connecting to a character or getting to a place, like, I've never met a dancer who's turned actor who can't express like a myriad of emotions through movement that hasn't struggled with finding it within the frame. And it's like, well, use that as the tool. Use embodiment, let it be too big, let it be all this stuff so that you can find it and then bring it into the frame. It's such a superpower.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that it's shifting. Like, I think now the way that you represent yourself in the world, I think the industry is really hungry for it. Because it's just like, what a creative spirit. Like, there isn't anybody like her. And that's like, maybe that's the thing about, and I'm sorry for harping on your social media, I just think it's really smart.
No, thank you.
Is, it's like, you've curated yourself into somebody whom I don't follow every actor on the planet, but anytime I see something you post, I'm like, there's nobody else like her.
Oh, wow.
And that's really cool. Like, that's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I think it means that you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but like all the cups of tea, you know, like the ones that are right will find you.
Yeah.
I'm interested, just because like I know you, but I don't know you. How did you get started in all of this?
In like dancing, like just
I would say dance, and then the transition into acting.
I started dancing when I was 12 years old. So most of my peers started when they were like 3 or 4, doing like baby ballet and tiny tap.
Yeah.
We love alliteration. But yeah, I really wasn't interested in studying it or training in it for a long time. Like, I was definitely that kid who was putting on, you know, shows, dancing and singing shows and skits and stuff in my basement for my family members who probably just wanted to go eat dessert or something.
Sure.
Yeah, like like 10 years old dancing to Roxanne because it was my favorite song.
Nice.
Yeah, I definitely loved performing, I think, and I gravitated towards watching things that had everything to do with that. Like, I loved Cirque du Soleil. I loved Lord of the Dance, Michael Flatley. I had the biggest crush on him, my 10-year-old self.
A very Canadian way to start a love affair with dance.
We love Michael Flatley, okay? We do, wholeheartedly. Yeah, and I don't know, just like movie musicals and stuff. Like, I always gravitated towards all that. But yeah, my parents never really put me in lessons for anything. And I also grew up in a very musical household. Like, my dad plays music and writes songs, and my mom is an amazing singer too. And she plays a bit of piano. Singer. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So performing was like something that was always kind of around me, I suppose. Sure. But I never really formally trained in it until I was 12, and it was dance. That was the first thing.
And was that here?
That I did. Yeah.
Okay, so are you from Toronto?
Yeah,
okay,
I
cool.
am.
Nice.
Yeah. I grew up in the suburbs, but yeah. And it actually started because in elementary school I had like 2 best friends who both danced, but they ended up dancing at the same dance studio together. And then they would like come to school and show me things they were learning and stuff. And I started, you know, being with them at recess and just watching things and being like, oh, like that kind of looks interesting. And so we had some family friends that my mom ended up calling their mom and asking them what studio they went to, because we were like so close, like from the womb. And I started in a recreational program. And I did, I think, jazz, tap, and acro only. Okay. And then I just loved it so much. So the next year I joined the competitive program, and I competed until I graduated from high school. Okay. And I really kind of struggled when it came to like grade 11 and 12, starting to decide like, what do I want to do beyond high school? I loved school too. I loved academics, and had I gone the academic route, I was really interested in studying law. Okay. Yeah, me too. Really? Yeah, I was good at dance, but I also almost went into law. Yeah. Well, I was really interested in criminal law, and I watched like so many true crime documentaries. Sure, yeah. But now I feel like that was a very young dream, and now as an adult, when I actually like know what that entails, I don't know if that would be for me. Yeah, I think it's a much less exciting profession than the TV makes it seem to be. Certainly. Yes. Yeah. So the thing I kept coming up against was, you know, I know that at some point my body's not going to be able to do this the way I can do it now. Right. And so I just talked to my parents, and I decided to take a year off of school because I didn't want to jump into academics. I knew that that was something I could always come back to down the line if I wanted to. And I also didn't particularly have an interest in going to school for dance. That's a path that works for some people, but for me, I kind of wanted to get my hands dirty right away. I just wanted to jump into the industry. Sure. I was really fortunate to go to competitive dance studios that brought in a lot of outside choreographers. So we kind of started making connections, like in grade 11, grade 12, meeting people. They would come in and choreograph pieces on us to compete with. And I was really interested in kind of just diving in. And so I did. And I remember that summer, after I graduated high school, I booked my first company show. I was an apprentice in a company called Cont'd Dance Company in Toronto. Cool. And I kind of got the best of experiencing like the concert dance worlds through that, because I danced with them for years after that. But also the commercial worlds I started pursuing. And that's not really something, like commercial dance is not something that you can really go to university for at this point. There have started over the years to be like programs that have popped up, like maybe 1 or 2 years post-secondary, that are kind of just independent for people who want to take that path and kind of need some guidance. Yeah. But yeah, it interested me as well. So I started, doing like music videos for artists or backup dancing for artists and, films and stuff.
Was there a moment that you knew that you were elite? I'm always interested in this because it's like, because dance is not dissimilar to like professional athletics. Mm-hmm. It's like if you ever play hockey against somebody who makes it into the NHL, like, like you're like 13 years old and you're just like, holy shit, I'm and so I'm curious when it comes to like, because from everything that I know about dance, which is predominantly just what Bree's taught me, and in conversations with like Jordan and like whenever I've brought you up with some of them, they're like, oh yeah, Bianca's amazing. Aww. And so I'm curious, like, did that happen quick because you started later than everybody else? Did you did you get into it and you were just like, oh, I'm pretty good at this? Did that happen?
I'm really, really hard on myself. So even like I guess, going back to what you're saying about like the NHL, for example, it's someone who, finds themselves there can probably objectively on some level look around and be like, okay, I must be doing pretty okay.
Yeah, like all the children are like a wreckage around you, weeping uncontrollably into their orange slices.
Yeah, totally. So there, over the course of like when I was studying dance, like we go to competition, there's awards given out and stuff like that. So there were like markers and things along the way, or like certain jobs that you book and stuff that sort of give you a sense, or gave me a sense that like, okay, I can do this thing. I'm going to do this professionally. But I don't know that I ever feel like fully satisfied. Like I always watch something back and I'm like, oh, this could have been better. Like, and as an actor too, like the possibilities are kind of endless within, certain parameters. So it's like, but I don't know if I ever had a moment where I was like, okay, like I've made it. Like I've
danced all I can dance.
Yeah. And I think that's because like I always want to keep growing. Like I just don't really think that there's a destination. So like the yesterday is always like yesterday, and then there's something ahead that I'm like, oh, like I would, if I was doing that now, I would do it like this or whatever, because you're always evolving and you're always growing. So yeah, I don't know that I could pinpoint a moment that felt like I do feel like I did have a moment when I did Wicked. I feel like that was a moment when it came to my dance career where I really felt like if I were to hang my hat on anything, if I'm gonna, mainly pursue acting now, like that felt like a moment where I was like, okay, like that was a big glass ceiling, because I loved Wicked since I was a young girl. So it was like, it's beyond like the work of it all. It's also just like a childhood dream. Yeah.
All right, y'all, I want to take a hot sec to talk about Fancy Face and Brittany Gray. Brittany Gray is an actor who has been at this for a really long time. She was actually like a client of mine years and years and years ago, like when I first started coaching. And she went and she built this whole thing. She created this this makeup brand. She does custom consultations. The products she has created are incredible. She's local Toronto. Supporting her was an absolute no-brainer because the product is amazing. She is amazing. What she's building is amazing. And we're going to be doing future collaborations with her. where we're going to be giving away like makeup looks. Like essentially you go to her and she'll build your ideal self-tape look, all sorts of cool stuff. So that's all in the future. She's really cool. She's also given us an amazing 20% off of all of her products and services using the code DNA Pod. Links are in the description down below. I highly recommend you chat with Brittany and her team and dive into her world because, man, it's cool. She's cool. And now we're going to get back to the show. Having known you and been like rooting for you, like I only coached you for, well, I taught you for a few classes and then you moved on to Salvatore and spread your wings and flew. But I always freaking liked you. I thought you were freaking great. Thanks. And yeah, for sure. And so like we were watching Wicked and I was just like, she's so freaking great at it. And it's so nice. And I don't know you, but like you know what I know about you, you're a pretty good person, which is great. And so it's nice to see you succeed. So talk to me about Wicked. Talk to me about like that experience, because like, apparently it like psychologically destroyed some people, but also was like an incredible experience. This is very complicated. Like the press around Wicked is hilarious. And I do not expect you to get spicy or in that world. But like you said, I could hang my hat on that.
Yeah.
And so I'm so interested in the experience of it, and be as vague or specific as you want to. I'm not, you know, yeah. First off, how did that come about? Like, because you moved to the UK for it, right?
I did, yeah. So that was that would have been summer of, I think, 2022.
Yeah.
I was working on Schmigadoon at the time in Vancouver.
You did season 1, right?
No, I just did season 2.
Just season 2, okay, cool.
Yeah, I would have loved to do season 1. It's so brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Cinco Paul and Ken Dario and Christopher Catelli and everyone, they're just so brilliant. Schmigadoon's also on Broadway now, so plug. Everyone should go watch it.
And is there a 3rd season in the works? Do we know?
No, I wish. Sadness. I feel like it translates so well to screen, but I'm so excited. Like I just need to take a trip to New York to see it because I just know it's going to be brilliant on stage.
Yeah, you and Amanda Cleghorn on that. Just like Raise.
She's like my big sister. I love her so much.
Amanda Cleghorn, I barely know that woman, and she's my spirit animal. Yeah. Like I just want to be like Clegg.
She's so iconic, and she's so nice. Like she's just such an incredible and generous person, and she's always, you know, over the years, like she really was like a big sister to me. Like we grew up dancing at the same studio together.
Oh, no
yeah, we went to PDA, and
cool.
She was, you know, a couple of years older than me, and she was someone I just always idolized and looked up to, and I wanted to be able to do all the things that she could do.
Nice.
And yeah, so I've always just been so inspired by her, and over the years she's always been like so supportive, and anytime I've had questions about the industry or anything, I always like reached out to her and stuff. So I love her so dearly.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So did you audition for Wicked, or was it something that came as a connect from folks
Sort
you
of
knew?
as a connect, yeah. So I was working on Schmigadoon.
Yeah. And
I had been tracking Wicked on IMDb Pro forever and just looking at articles and seeing people get attached to the project, and it's been in the works for so long. And so Wicked was something I always felt like I wanted to be a part of in some way, shape, or form at some point in my life. I just didn't know how or where or what or when. And it's really cool that it ended up being the film. So yeah, I was tracking it for a long time, and I remember being in Vancouver and hearing whispers for the first time that an audition was actually happening, and it was happening in London, and I was like, I can't go. Like I would absolutely go fly there and audition for it. And then I found out that our amazing choreographer Christopher Scott was choreographing it.
The choreographer on Schmigadoon?
So Christopher Scott choreographed Wicked, but he also choreographed Disney Zombies, which was a film that I did back in 2017.
You were in Zombies, so of course you know Trevor.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I just sent an email to Chris and was like, hey, listen, I would love to be considered for this project. Here's all my materials again, because we had, you know, previously worked together. And so I guess like I sort of sent in like a self-tape submission.
Right.
And it ended up working out. And so I didn't know for sure if I was actually going to, you know, be given the thumbs up to be cast in it. But I decided to just get the Youth Mobility Scheme visa, because I was like, if it's going to be a yes, I want to be ready, and I want them to have no problem hiring me and all of that. So it's a really, I really recommend to anyone who's Canadian, if you're interested in exploring another market, to get the Youth Mobility Scheme visa. They actually changed the ages right now. I think it used to be 18 to 30. I think when I did it, now it's 18 to 35. Nice. So the scope is even wider for people to have an opportunity to go over there and try out the industry. Mm-hmm. Whether you're a dancer, an actor, a singer, you do all of them. Yeah. It's an amazing place to be, the UK. Yeah. You can do everything there. Like there's major movie blockbusters. There's incredible independent film and really like lots of fantasy and like gritty TV series and stuff like that, and an amazing stage scene as well. Like the West End is incredible, and the way people are so excited about it over there. Like the audiences are packed every night. You know.
Yeah, it's like the best theater in the world.
Yeah, it's just so incredible. So, so I got the visa, and then I ended up getting the thumbs up. I think I came home for about a week in between, and then I moved to England and started rehearsals the next day.
This is, so this is something that I've been thinking about a lot, not going and joining the cast of Wicked, but.
Why not?
Maybe I could, but.
You would make a great, like, Fiyero or Bach.
I would, for sure, yeah.
Would you pick Fiyero or Bach?
I would probably be a better Bach. Yeah, but listen, I could dance through life. Let's be real about it.
Yeah, let's be real.
I saw the original cast on Broadway when I was doing theater school down there. It was like an incredible experience to see.
Where did you go to theater school?
I went to AMDA.
Yeah. You went to AMDA?
Yeah.
Oh
So I studied musical theater and but I've been thinking a lot about how our lives reflect like where we set essentially like our thermostat. And what I mean by this is like, this is something that, like poor Breeze, you heard me talk about this 1,000 times lately. But actors have this like really, really bad habit, I think artists in general, of being like, I really want this. But then the second somebody starts talking to them about it, they get really self-conscious about it. And they like make themselves small. And it's like setting your thermostat at like 19 degrees or whatever. And then like the heat goes up and the thermostat corrects and takes you right back to where you're set. Just like if you have a bad year, it comes right back up to where you have it set. And there's something unbelievably inspiring, and you say it so casually, but you're just like, oh yeah, so I was tracking this for like years, figuring out what was happening, finding out who was attached, and then found out who the choreographer was and submitted my materials and then got the visa in advance. I don't think I've ever heard a story of somebody being like, hey universe, I'm gonna make it as fucking easy for you as I can.
Yeah.
Like that's so smart.
Yeah.
And like so rare. And the more that I think about people who are stars and are becoming stars, and the more that I've tried to change my perspective on things and have been getting more success as a result, it's like when you start treating yourself that way, when you start actually being like, this is what I want, and I'm gonna erase friction between myself and it, and I'm gonna actually plan it and prepare it. Like getting on the cast, like this is one of the biggest movie releases of the past 5 years. That's like that's, most people never get even close to sniffing that. And you just made it happen. Like no agents, no casting directors, nothing.
Just connections, which are so important.
Yes, but also the willingness to follow them. Like, do you know how many actors I know that know everybody in the world and never, ever sit down for a cup of coffee with them?
You have to do things scared.
Yes. Yeah.
It's horrifying and scary, and you might get rejected.
I
need to listen to my own advice too, because I don't, like, even though, I'm telling, and this is true, obviously this happened and stuff, but I'm not invincible, you know?
So it's not like it's not scary. I get it. Yeah.
It can be for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I just think, like you talking through that as though it's the most mundane thing in the world is like, holy shit, Bianca. Like people don't do that shit.
Yeah.
Like they never back themselves that hard. Like placing the bet on yourself, that is not easy. That's incredible and so cool. And how was the experience? Like,
it was, oh my God, it was just life-changing in every way, because not only was it a childhood dream coming true, it was also like everything that came along with it, like moving to another country, which I also did with my best friend who, also did the film.
Do you want to shout out your best friend? You want to shout out your bestie?
Hey, Jade Joan. I love you so much. I'm so grateful for you. I really am. Nice. She's my sister. I love her so much. And it was just such a gift to be able to, like, we lived together for the year that we worked on the film there. Yeah. And
it was a year for both films or a year per film?
For both, yeah. Okay, cool. Nice. We shot them in the same year. And it was on and off, of course. But it was a year. I think I got there, I actually remember the exact date. I flew in August 13th. Okay. And then I wrapped, I don't remember the wrap date though. Somewhere time in July.
About a year later.
Sometime in July. Nice. Yeah. And it was just so transformative because before that I had never really taken a leap like that. I seemed to be a bit of a 0 to 100 kind of person.
You seem to be.
I never, put highlights in my hair, but I was just like, I'm just gonna go full platinum. Yeah.
And it worked out for the way home, hey?
Yeah. We love it's like a little bit of a Marilyn kind of vibe going on there.
Yeah, Marilyn Madonna type thing happening. Yep.
Totally.
Yeah.
But I had never done anything like that before. So I was, bound to experience so much growth being, away from my family, being away from a lot of my close friends, having to get to know a whole new network of people, which I'm so grateful for. It is a really different experience to, get a visa and go to a city without, having any work lined up.
Yes.
Whereas for me, I was, immediately kind of thrust into a community of people. I met a lot of the, dancers who are really working and doing the thing in the UK, who are all so incredibly talented and kind and fun. And
there's also a few Canadians out there too.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you hung like Catherine Cahoot's out there.
Yeah, she's one of my best friends.
I know.
Yeah, we lived together.
Media.
We lived together for a bit. Yeah. She's wonderful. I
shout
love
out
her
to
so
Catherine
much.
Cahoot.
Yeah, shout out to Catherine Cahoot.
Look at us.
Hey, girl.
Look at us.
I love you so much.
That's nice.
We should cut together all of the times that I look to camera today and tell someone I love them.
100% we will make a cut of that.
It's been Jordan, Trevor, Jade, Catherine.
This is great.
I got a lot of love to give.
I'm trying to think of other people you know. Do you know Brendan Clost?
I do. Hi, Brendan.
This is so nice. Brendan, you're a great guy. We really appreciate you. Brendan was on the pod as well.
Oh my God, I love this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. So lots of growth, lots of, I had to get really comfortable with being in a new place, meeting new people, being alone a lot too, and kind of having understanding the difference between loneliness and solitude. Yeah. And traveling, just getting to see different places that I had always dreamed of going to. Like I remember the first trip, actually the first trip I took was to Amsterdam with Jade, but then I went to
Amsterdam. Yeah.
Amsterdam was so much fun. I love it. It's such a beautiful, you just ride around on a bike and go to cafes and chill. I just loved it so much.
Yeah.
And it's so small. You can really just kind of get around. We saw the whole thing really. Yeah. So in December of that year, I went on my first solo trip that I had ever gone on, and I took myself to Paris. And I just remember looking at the Eiffel Tower and being like, oh my God, I have dreamed of coming here, and here I am, So it was a lot of life experiences too that I was having alongside of it. And then as far as the creative goes, oh my God, I just learned so much. That was around the time where I feel like I was really, really kind of turning a corner or coming over some kind of a hump when it came to that, this identity thing that we were talking about in the beginning of kind of transitioning from solely focusing on dance to focusing more heavily on acting, but still keeping dance an active part of my life.
Yeah.
And so what a gift to be on a set with John M. Chu and Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo and Jonathan Bailey. These people who I look to who are just, I think, so elite at what they do. Yeah. And it was like a masterclass every day going to work, whether it was in rehearsals or actually on set. John is like one of the best directors I've ever worked with. He's really kind, really caring. He's been capturing dance on film forever, so he has such a reverence for dancers and such a care for us. The work is so physical, so he was always checking in, being like, does anyone need water? Does anyone need a break? Right. And Chris Scott too, and our whole creative team, like Will Loftus, Comfort Fidoke, Emilio Dosal, and Leia Hill, who are his associates and assistants that were just so incredible. And I learned so much from them too, just watching their creative process and Chris is like such a masterful storyteller. He really is like such an incredible architect of movement, and
it was incredibly impressive. The like I don't know that I've ever seen dance represented in film in that way. Like the amount of technical precision that was required from set design to like literal mechanics to the choreography to the execution to the movement to the it was it's wild. It's like really impressive stunt choreography to a degree, where you watch it and it feels like the most natural thing in the world, but then you're like, holy shit, some dude just fell down 200 stairs. Like actually doing and it's just like the amount of when we were watching specifically the library scene.
We used to call the tornado wheel, the thing that. The like book depository,
That's the dancing through life number, correct?
Dancing through life, when we're in the library.
Like the producer in me was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like the amount of stuff that had to go right in every one of those moments is flabbergasting.
Yeah.
And the amount of pressure on the individuals dancing, like dancers are like good generally under pressure, but like with that many things moving and that amount of money being spent, I would imagine that the pressure to not f up must have been like astronomical.
Especially for people who were doing stunts, and especially I think as dancers, we have that pressure and that, or like maybe not pressure, but like awareness is really high. Like I remember there's that one shot where one of our stunties runs and does like a flip off of the book depository and like it's real. It's not CGI. It's not the actual crane, like the camera actually flips when that happens and everything. Like it's so crazy, and we go right into, that's why it's continuous, like we go right into like the rest of the dancing for that bit. Like it continues on for a couple of seconds in that take, and all of us knew that he was only, like from a safety perspective, able to do that like I think 2 or 3 times, maybe 2 times. So everyone has a respect for that and knows that, okay, like we all have to be really locked in right now, because we cannot make this human do this more times than they should, because he's jumping from such a crazy height. And like there's no mat. There's no crash mat. You know, he's just incredibly skilled. So and I think just feeling that respect amongst everybody is such an amazing uniting thing on set. So that was a really fun and challenging but fun scene to film.
Do you have a thing that lives within you that's like in those moments where you know you've only got 1 or 2, where you're just like,
Like me personally, if I know I only have...
Or like in a situation like that where it's like you really have to lock in. Like this has happened to me a few times, like especially on like low budget stuff, like White Out. We had a scene where we're like we have a character falling into the ice, right? Like falling into a frozen lake, and we're just on Lake Simcoe, and James McDougall, who I think you probably know, just like took the thing and went under and stayed under for as long as he could, because we had to be doing all of the like searching for him, trying to get, you know, and then, you know, whenever he couldn't hold his breath any longer, come up, and it's February. And then we have to drag him out, and we're like, we have actually 1 shot at this because we don't have the money for a reset. And I don't know what it is, but there is like a gremlin that lives in me that just loves that shit.
It's like an adrenaline high.
I think so, and so I'm curious whenever I hear like really high performing individuals being like, we only got 1 or 2, like does a part of you come alive that doesn't in other situations?
So. Yeah, I think so. And I think if you don't, like, the trap is overthinking it, because if you fall down that slippery slope, then you know you start putting too much pressure on it and getting perfectionistic about it, and then you're not really being organic. So I think if you can just run with that, and not overthink it, then it's like the superpower is right there, isn't it? And I find that kind of so addictive, and it doesn't happen that often. Like very often, you know, you've got a few, right? So it's like intense, and but we've got it. But there's something about like we're losing the light. There's no fucking time. We're losing the light is the worst one.
And you've got to just fast act. You've got to get it in one. I love that shit. Like,
it's really exciting.
Yeah, it's super exciting. The DNA brand is one of the fastest growing brands in in the acting education space here online. The YouTube channel provides a tremendous amount of free insight into creating bookable auditions. And one of the things that is the most mind-boggling to me as an acting coach is the bar of entry of cost for introductory level classes. If you're in Toronto, Vancouver, New York, Los Angeles, in London, the average introduction to on-camera course costs between like $400 and $1,200, which is bonkers. So I've taught hundreds and hundreds of hours of introductory, like intro to on-camera performance classes, and basically decided to create an online course that distills all of it down into everything that you need to know within 8 hours. Like it's 8 hours of comprehensive video written, workbook-based lessons, including everything you need to know about the frame, how to build character, how to create relationships, getting into purpose and doing, as well as collaborative text analysis, where I actually break down a script with you in real time and teach you every trick that I have. So anyway, if you're an introductory level actor, this course is only $99.99. It is freaking super cheap. I don't think it should be expensive for actors to get their very beginning of the education. Acting for film and television, auditioning, takes about 8 hours to learn, and it takes a lifetime to master. So these 8 hours give you everything that you can then spend your life mastering. That's all I'm going to talk about. If you use code DNA, you get 25% off, which is going to drop it down to 75 bucks. This is freaking great. And it's so much less expensive than freaking thousands. All right, let's get back to the show. Appreciate you. So yeah, we were just saying Wicked. That's so cool, and it is also before we pivot to The Way Home, because I do want to do that.
Yeah.
Working at that budget level, like
oh
most
my God.
people never experience that.
It was crazy, and I think
because what, 200 mil?
Oh God, I don't even know.
Like it's like the GDP
check.
of small countries.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, fair.
Yes.
It was insane, and I think the first time I feel like a lot of people have said this, that Wicked is massive, but it's sort of the energy, at least for me, I can't speak for everyone, and I've heard some other people say this, that the energy sort of felt like we were doing an indie film, like in the way we all like treat each other and whatnot. And so I think, to be honest, like the first time I really had any indication of going like, oh, was like the first time I stepped on a set.
Yeah.
And I think it might have been the library. What was it? Yeah, I think it might have been the library, because we had rehearsals in there, because of course there was so much going on. They were jumping up on tables and stuff and all these things. So we got to be physically in the space for those rehearsals, of course. And I was just astonished. And then just walking in like the courtyard in Shiz University, and I felt like, I was like, this is like, it feels like this is like Harry Potter level,
It is quite.
Yeah, it's just so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not in Kansas anymore.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so crazy. And but again, like just the way everyone treated each other and the fun that we had, like it almost makes it feel like you're not doing something so big, but you are. So it was like a weird dichotomy of feeling that, like knowing how important it was and how many people have been waiting for this for years, and how many diehard fans of the musical are so excited to see this, and how many new faces are gonna fall in love with Wicked through it. So I definitely could feel both. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's something really comforting I found, and this was something that I think it was Dan Daly, who was a teacher of mine at AMDA. Mm-hmm. He was like, backstage Broadway looks exactly the same as backstage, regional theater.
Oh
in
I
Ohio.
love that. Yeah.
And it's totally true. It's just like you go out, you do your job. The budgets go up, but the job doesn't change.
Yeah.
Which I think is so valuable as an artist, that it's like our process within it is not like, it's pretty constant.
Yeah.
And like from micro indies all the way up.
Yeah. I had a mentor who used to always say, how we do small things is how we do all things.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah, I really love that one.
That's great.
It's a great one. And yeah, so I think there's been a lot of people, like since Wicked came out, and things that have happened in my career since, who have asked me about that, like how do you handle, like when you're in positions where you're working on something that's really high profile or high budget or whatever, how do you handle the pressure? And I'm like, it really is just that. Like if you have if you have a process, if you have your tools, like whatever it is to ground you, whether it's like breath work or music or meditation or you know, and you're really, you know, consistently practicing your craft, it's going to show up for you.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I agree. How did the way home? So I've seen little clips of your, because you've posted like little nonverbal clips of your audition. And it's funny because I coached a lot of people for that role, and then I watched a couple of clips of your audition, and I was just like, of course you booked it.
Aww.
Like it's just like I mean, which is to me it's such a beautiful lesson of casting. Like there's so many auditions that I think I've been really great for this, and then like you watch the person who books it, and you're just like, oh yeah, no, I was not great for this. Like and so in this instance, it's like I might have acted good, but like who gives a shit? Everybody acts good at a certain level.
That's so funny.
You know, and that's such a liberating thing. And so when I saw your tape, I was just like, oh, fucking of course. Like within 3 seconds of seeing you on it, I'm just like, that's this character. It's very cool.
Thank you.
So it probably just came about as an audition. Like,
it did. I was still in England at the time. I was working on another project there.
Anything cool that you can talk about?
Yeah, I can't talk. Well, I can talk about it off camera.
Okay, cool. We'll talk about it
We're going to cut.
But she's got cool shit happening, everybody.
Do you want me to tell you right now? Or we're going to
we'll talk about it afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah. But we can just take a moment where we shout out cool shit for Bianca just crushing it. So okay, audition came in.
Yeah, audition came in. Originally, the character was a code name, Greta Smith. It was.
Okay. I remember that.
Yeah, good old Greta Smith. And it was one of those ones where I read it and I immediately, it's so hard to own it in the moment when you feel this, but I just felt a very distinct glimmer.
Yeah.
And I was like, could it be? And it was.
Yeah.
And I just had to kind of trust that because of my schedule with what I was filming there.
Right.
I think I got it. I was on my way home from set. I like got the email at like 6 o'clock or something like that. And then by the time I got home, because the studio was far from home, I don't think I got home till like 8 or something. And I literally had no choice but to film it like the next afternoon at like 4 or something.
It was a lot of lines.
Yeah, Fern talks a lot.
So much.
She talks so much. She's got so much to say. And it's also that snappy sort of 20s cadence too. So there's like, you just really have to know your shit, you know, because otherwise you don't feel free to play, which you normally don't either, but especially with that kind of stuff. Like even with like something like doc or like medical jargon or legal jargon or stuff like that, it's like if you don't have it locked in, it's gonna feel crazy. Yeah,
you gotta have it. And almost all the time on set, there's like a day where everybody at one point or another doesn't. And everybody's like, no, been there. When you're just like, we got to connect the flim flam to the schwazzle wazzle, and just like none of those words were right. Oh, this is going to be a day.
Flam.
Did you?
Yeah, I have.
It's a dessert, isn't it? Yeah. Not a medical term.
But we love it anyways.
Yeah, we love a flim flam.
Yeah, we love a flim flam.
Shout out to flim flams.
That's another one of our friends, apparently.
Like I know some of the training that you've had, and I know like Salvo was a big fan of just like giving y'all tons of dialogue.
Yeah.
Which it's really good to get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So important. Yeah.
Definitely. And I feel like it's funny, it's making me think of what we were saying before about how like when you put like too much pressure on something, it can kind of get away from you and you can kind of lose the magic.
Yeah.
Memorization is one of those things for me where it's like it's never really been an issue for me, but if I think too hard about it, I'll psych myself out.
Sure. Yeah.
But it picks up really quick. So I wasn't too worried about that in terms of like the turnaround and stuff, but there were some technical elements. Like I had to sing a song as well.
Yeah.
I sang Dream a Little Dream.
Nice.
And originally they asked for a transatlantic accent.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Which is a really great way to get a bunch of actors to be like, what?
Oh, yes, darling.
Yeah.
I love doing it. It's so nice.
It is a nice accent.
It is, right?
But it's hard. Like
I wrote it out phonetically.
Nice.
I sat there, like I was like 11 p.m. and I was like in my room, just like writing it out and reading it like that instead when I was memorizing it, and that really helped.
Did you take voice and speech classes? How'd you learn the phonetics?
No, I just
had it.
Yeah.
Look at you. That's impressive.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really helpful.
Cool.
So yeah, I taped it the next day. I felt it was one of those ones too where I think I only did like 2 takes of each scene, and it just felt right. Like I felt like I didn't know if the version of her that I was going to be presenting was going to align with their vision. But I felt like, and this is like the best feeling I think to have as an actor, that I didn't have a shadow of doubt of who she was to me.
Right.
And so I think that's just the most important thing when it comes to auditioning. It's like, if you feel really secure in and confident in and clear about what you're presenting, the no's don't feel as piercing because you're doing good work, and then it's just a matter of whether or not you fit in the ecosystem or not. So yeah, it felt really good. Kind of, forgot about it for like a week and went back to work. And that's a lie. I didn't forget about it. She was really sticky.
Yeah.
I really liked her, and I really felt connected to her. So yeah, then about a week and a half later, I got a call from my agent that they wanted to do a chemistry read, and that was with our director, Grant Harvey, and our creator, Marley Reed, Alex Clark, and Heather Conkey, our showrunners, Marianne Hay, our story editor, and Kyler Lee, who was kind of like my partner in crime on the show. Evan Williams was there too. Yeah, it was just like a whole bunch of them that I got to meet, and they were so warm and so kind.
Yeah.
It was a very collaborative and respectful room, and a fun room to be in.
Was it Zoom, or did you go
over
in?
Zoom?
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
because
Nice.
I was still wrapping
UK,
up.
yeah.
The timing of it was like super cosmic because I did that. I think it was a Friday. I did that chemistry read, and it went so well. I had so much fun, and I knew that I wasn't going to hear anything right away because I was like, oh, we're going into the weekend. So I was like, this is going to be torturous.
Yeah.
And then I found out the Monday night that it was happening.
Yeah.
And screamed and woke up my whole block. And then I had to shoot my last 2 days on the project in the UK on Wednesday, Thursday, fly out Friday, and then I was on set as Fern Tuesday. So it was like an insane turnaround. I don't even think I had scripts until that Friday or something. And I was like a literal zombie when I came back, because I remember pulling an all-nighter after set on Thursday to pack. And I was so tired. I went straight to a fitting.
Because your whole life would have been in the UK.
Yeah, and also my visa was ending at this time too. So it was like crazily cosmic. Like, yeah, I literally wrapped the other project 4 days between, started the next. My visa was expiring like 2 weeks later in the UK. So I had to like pack my life up pretty much. And it was chaotic, but I was so grateful and just so excited that none of it mattered. I was just like, let me just throw whatever I can in here and I'll just come back and get the rest at another time. So yeah, it was wild. But I remember we were kind of joking when I first landed, because I went straight to a fitting and I met a bunch of people, but I felt insane. Like I was so tired that I couldn't even, like, people were saying things to me and I was like, can you say that again? And they were like, she's in the pond already. Like felt like I was underwater.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear things right. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was quite a whirlwind, but it kind of felt right from the start.
Great.
And I had the best time.
Julia Tomasone is a client.
Oh, I love her so much.
Yeah, and she just loves her time on it. Yeah. Like Kelsey Falconer and I work together on Doc, and she's also just.
I love Kelsey too.
Everybody loves The Way Home. Like I haven't heard a single person say anything bad about that set. And I mean, I don't know, like I haven't worked with Devin, but she was on the pod, and also she loves it.
She's a ray of sunshine.
Yeah,
I love her so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also such a grounded ray of sunshine.
Yeah.
Like she's not like.
She's very certain and assured.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I was truthfully not anticipating, but just because I didn't know her and all I had seen was how positive she was. It's it kind of like Sarah Fisher in that way. In that, like, you're like ray of sun, but it's like, but this can't be real. And then you spend some time with them and you're just like, it's totally real.
It's real.
Yeah.
So real.
It's cool. I feel like all we're doing is saying nice things about people on this pod. So how's the response been?
It's, you know what, I kind of only know a little bit of it. Like I know my family and friends and what they think of it, and us, in our little way home homies circle, we call ourselves way homies.
Love that.
How we're all feeling and stuff. But actually, I really try not to read or watch or pay attention to too much. There's stuff you can't avoid, like I post things on my social media and people will comment or send me messages, or the fans are so cute. Like they've made like some fan edits and things like that, which are
nice.
really, really adorable. Yeah. And I've seen like some fan theories and stuff here or there. But I try not to look too deep into it all, just to like create some separation. I think I'm really kind of that person who, like, I love being creative. I love going and doing the job, but then I like come home and put my sweats on and hibernate with my friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Well, it's also like you paint the painting and you put it on the wall.
Yeah.
And then it's like, your job is done.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's not even for us to, like, we can champion it, but it's not really for us to defend either. It's like, if people are going to have opinions about it, it's going to be what it is.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And yeah, I think the important thing for me is as long as I feel like I'm growing and evolving as an artist, then that's what matters the most to me. But yeah, it is. I do feel like I'm kind of walking that line and discovering for myself. I think our relationships with social media are interesting as actors, and it's important to pay some mind to, and I know it'll evolve and change over the course of my life, but to, you know, how much do I want to share? How much do I want to look? How much is just sacred for me? You know, and so I'm sort of like experimenting now. Like I got TikTok, and I feel like I'm 1,000 years old and like don't know what to do.
Bree finally got TikTok too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know what to do. Like I text everybody all the time. Like we have like a group chat with everyone, and I'll be like, guys, like, how do you do this? Or does this look good? Or like, I don't know. It's just a different medium. Yep. And I think it's just such a more niche medium.
Yeah, it's where the youth are. Oh my God, I am 70,000 years old.
Yeah, we're ancient.
It's where the youth go.
It's where are our canes?
Yes, yeah. Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn. I just watered it. Why are we British?
Yeah, the old British man version of Bianca is the true revelation of this podcast. What was your favorite part about playing her?
Oh my God.
You got to pick one. You can say a bunch of stuff. It's totally cool.
I love her so much. I think that she is someone who, she's so, like, she presents so sparkly and like mysterious, and she's just like a bit of an enigma. You never really know what to expect with her. And it's funny, I've talked about this a lot recently. Like, you know, the role was established by Jill Frappier in season 3 because she plays the older version of Fern. And Fern has kind of been chalked up in season 3 as being maybe just a little kooky, a little kind of out of it. Like how much of what she's saying is actually true. She speaks in riddles all the time and rhymes. But we get to really understand who Fern is in season 4 and get so much more access to her history, her family history, and, you know, the events leading up to the end of season 4, which give you an idea of how Fern becomes who she is later on in life. Right. And I think when I first, you know, auditioned for the role, I had some indication of what that journey was going to be, but not too much, because we get our scripts as we go. Like we get them like 1 or 2 episodes at a time. And so as I was like going through the season, like a little bit kind of blind in a way, it was a really beautiful unraveling to get closer to like her soft underbelly. It's like she really has a lot of depth, even though she's coming across as this really bubbly, mysterious kind of being. She's gone through a lot in life, and she is just a person who, despite any tragedy that she has experienced, never loses that sparkle somehow. It's always just there a little bit. So that was something that I feel like I got to take away from the project and carry that with me. It's like whenever I'm, you know, feel like I'm down or losing it or everything feels impossible, I'm like, Fern, come on out, girl. It's your time to shine. Nice. Walk me through this, please. Yeah. You know? So I think I would say that, yeah, like just her softness and her vulnerability, which I'm really excited for people to, I don't know when this is going to air, but like, I think maybe like mid-season kind of. So
I think this will be out like in a month.
Okay, like, so maybe people will have seen it already then. I'm just excited for people to get acquainted with like the depth of who Fern is. Right. Because the the forward-facing part of it is fun and all, and lovable and likable, but I think there's something underneath that people will fall in love with the way I did. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch all of it. Brianna was saying we gotta dive into the season of The Way Home. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take a hot sec here and talk about the partnership we have going on with Othership, which is a super cool place. I mentioned them in the intro. I do genuinely go to Othership every Friday. I got sober a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, hot damn. And going there has replaced going to the bar for me. It's a really cool social place. I quite love the process of the sauna and the cold plunge. I enjoy doing hard things, and there's something about the experience that really resonates with me, and it resonates with a lot of actors that I know. So if you're into the wellness journey and all that stuff, you can check out our partnership with them. With the code Douglas Nyback, you can get 11% off all of your classes and packs. There's also a 2-for-1 deal if you're a first timer. So you get 2 passes for the price of 1, which is super excellent. You can use for yourself or for a guest. The links are in the description down below. And you can also get 1 month free of the Breathwork app, which I use very often. Anyway, I quite like these things. And that's why we're partnering with them, because I friggin' enjoy Othership. And I think it genuinely makes my life better, and I think it'll make your life better. So check it out. If you feel so inclined now, let's get back to the show. Appreciate you. I think we kind of have to like bring this thing into land, but and I tend to end this by asking the same question of everybody, which is, if you could go back in time and give just starting out Bianca one piece of advice, what do you think it would be? And the answer is totally okay if it's like nothing.
Yeah, I always wonder with this question, because in a sense, I wouldn't want to change anything about my path. But I feel like if I wanted to sort of like reassure her, I think it would be along the lines of what we were talking about earlier, which is to just embrace your full self, despite what the world might tell you is, like too much, or someone might not take you seriously because you do this and this, or all of that. Like, to just kind of tune out that noise and focus on cultivating what feels really authentic and true and exciting to you. Yeah. Because that's going to amplify. People might not understand it while you're in the process, but that's, I think, what makes the masterpiece of who we really are, when we're like really embodied and in our authentic selves. And the right people, the right things, the right pieces of art will come to you, whether it's, someone else's, or whether it's like, because I really feel like we're kind of like channels for things, like whether it's something that you end up outputting into the world, like all of that will fall in line if you can keep recentering yourself there. So I would maybe tell her something like that, and maybe just give her a hug.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's really great. The masterpiece that is you. What a beautiful way to think of yourself. This is great. Bianca, thank you so much for coming on, and thanks so much for talking. That sounds like such a trite thing to say, but it's again, I've known you for so long and have been rooting for you from afar. So it really means a lot to me to be able to like sit down and actually just have like a real conversation with you.
Yeah.
Like what a delight. I feel really grateful.
Thank you. I feel really grateful too. I love the conversation we had.
This is nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
All right. I think we got it. Okay, here we are. Here we are at the end of all things. And thank you so much for being here. And thanks again to Bianca for being in this friggin' podcast. Like I said, I'm a huge fan. I would imagine that after listening to this and or watching it, depending on where you found us, you are also a big fan of hers now. She's got some cool shit coming up that she can't tell you about. She can't even talk about it because it's NDA City and she is the mayor, and so too am I. But it's cool. So please follow her wherever you can. Her life is about to get so much cooler, and it's already really, really cool. Follow her, support her. If you're not following us, please consider clicking like and subscribe. If you're here at the very end, you're one of the real ones. Follow us on our TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff, at Nyback Act, across it all. A like and subscribe or rating us 5 stars really goes a long way if you're on Spotify or Apple. Stay tuned. We put out a new one of these episodes every 2 weeks. We're going to keep doing that until the eventual heat death of the universe. That's what's happening. So appreciate you being here. Have a lovely, lovely rest of your day. DNA out.